Greetings and welcome. Yes, this is the Cell Guru Show, and today we've got a lot of stuff happening. You know, a lot of stuff that you've been asking for is what we have on the show today, including a first impression of a phone that we'll go into extreme detail next week. So we'll start off with this. First of all, two budget phones from Honor, the Honor 9S and the Honor 9A. We'll actually do an unboxing of them, show you what's inside, what is Honor doing with their budget series, how are the cameras, how are the screens, what do the phones look like, all of that. Then first impression of the Asus ROG phone. This is the 3. Now do remember, everybody else seems to be freaking out and saying this is an incredible phone. In my first impression, I'll tell you the 2 or 3 things that I didn't like in this phone. Yes, there are quite a few. We'll move on then straight away to the Nord. Yes, still making headlines, still a sensational phone. But a lot of people very confused. They're saying Nord or the OnePlus 8. I don't really understand what the confusion really is all about. Dramatically different phones, completely and totally different from each other, including the price point. Why the confusion? Some people even saying that the OnePlus 8 is redundant right now because of the Nord. I completely and totally disagree. Plus, of course, we've got Market Watch and a whole lot more happening on the Cell Guru Show.
Asus brings the next generation of its gaming phone to India. We get our hands on the ROG 3 and give you our first impressions of this gaming superphone. Honor launches not one but 2 phones in the budget segment. Both the 9A and the 9S come packed with features but have Huawei's app gallery instead of the Google Play Store. What do you get? What do you miss? And should you buy these new budget phones? We tell you. As OnePlus Nord releases, we find out if it is competition to the existing OnePlus 8, what are the differences, and which one makes a better buy.
And we'll start off first with our first impression. This is the Asus ROG 3. Asus started off this entire gaming phone thing, and they've really been growing and maturing, and they've been coming up with fantastic phones. This time, this is without a doubt the world's most incredible phone in terms of performance. Nothing comes close. It's a nice looking phone, it's got a great screen, it's got a pretty good optics, it's got great performance, it's got a lot of interesting accessories, everything. So all things that in my first impression are looking very good. I'm going to tell you in my first impression what I didn't like. First and foremost, they've tried to make this a more regular looking phone. Look, I think the over the top look of the Asus ROG 1 and the ROG 2 for gamers was, I think, its biggest USP. This fact that Asus is now trying to tone it down so that other people also buy the phone, I think is a big mistake. Number 2, the screen is not a high resolution screen. That itself is something that I was very shocked about, because I thought after 1 and 2 they will do it now. Are they saving on battery life? Well, it has 6000 mAh, they could have pulled it off. And the third thing that I didn't like too much is in optics. Somehow now I expect a much better phone, much better lenses, much better optics. There are many other things that I'd like to talk to you about, but remember, it's just a first impression.
Everyone likes playing PUBG and Call of Duty on their phone, but what if you want to take your game to the next level? Gaming phones are the answer, and the Asus ROG 3 is looking like the hottest new option. With a power-packed spec sheet, the Asus ROG 3 might just be the most powerful Android phone around. But is it the best option? Let's find out in our first impressions. The Asus ROG 3 goes all out on the gamer aesthetic with an RGB logo at the back that lights up and the design elements that scream power. There's even an open vent to help cool down the phone. Unfortunately, that means the ROG 3 is not waterproof. Another special of the ROG 3's design are the 2 USB ports. There's one at the bottom as usual, but the phone also has a special dual-socket USB-C port on the left side. This lets you attach a wide range of accessories like a fan to improve your gaming experience. Additionally, it lets you comfortably play games in landscape mode while still charging the phone or using your headphones. The 6.59-inch Full HD Plus display on the Asus ROG 3 stands out for being a 144Hz panel. Yes, you heard that right. This is the highest refresh rate display you can get on a smartphone, and everything from games to the interface flows silky smooth. You really have to see it to believe it. And of course, since this is a gaming phone, the Asus ROG 3 has innovative air triggers on the right hand side. The ultrasonic air triggers can be used as buttons in a wide range of games, so the next time you're playing your favorite shooting game, you can simply tap the phone to zoom in and take the shot. Backing that up is the fastest Qualcomm chipset. The phone is powered by the latest Snapdragon 865 Plus chipset and between 8 to 16 GB of RAM, as well as up to 512 GB of storage to keep everything running as fast as possible. Unfortunately, you can only get 8 and 12 GB variants in India, but that's more than enough to max out all games, and performance was never an issue. As expected, every game runs at the absolute highest setting, and combined with the air triggers, the ROG 3 offers one of the best gaming experiences. Meanwhile, the 6000 mAh battery keeps the phone going all day long. The software on the Asus ROG is not exactly stock Android, but comes jam-packed with gaming features that not just let you tweak the themes but also increase performance. Using X mode, you can bump up the performance even further and change almost every aspect of the phone, including the clock speed of the processor. This is almost unheard of on phones. Now, gaming phones have rarely had the best cameras, but the primary 64 megapixel camera really surprised us by the quality of images. Exposure was on point, and the ROG 3 captured nicely detailed images with good dynamic range. The 13 megapixel ultra-wide camera was just as good, though the macro mode wasn't anything special. Finally, if you want to capture your victory face after winning a match, the 24 megapixel front camera is more than capable of capturing high-quality images. Priced between 49,999 rupees for the 8GB RAM and 128GB storage, 57,999 rupees for the 12GB RAM and 256GB storage, the Asus ROG 3 gives very tough competition to the OnePlus 8 Pro. If smartphone gaming is a big deal for you, the design may not appeal to everyone, but Asus has built an incredible gaming smartphone here that might just be the most powerful Android phone around.
Now let's move on to our two budget phones, the Honor 9S, Honor 9A. After some time, Honor finally comes up with some phones. They've also come up with a laptop, but we'll feature that on the Gadget 360 show very, very soon. At this present moment, we'll talk about these two phones. So first and foremost, both are super budget phones. Both have pretty much everything that you expect in a budget phone. But do remember, this category is becoming extremely, extremely competitive in every which way. You've got to see what other brands are doing. Now, Honor always has been very good with their looks, always has been very, very good with the materials they use, the screen and the optics. But do remember, the app gallery on this continues to be the Huawei app gallery. You do not get Google Play Store. So we'll unbox this phone, we'll take a look at the app gallery, we'll take a look at all the cool stuff they have at price points that are really, really low.
If you've been looking for new fresh smartphone options that fit your budget, Honor has not just one but two new phones for you. The Honor 9A and Honor 9S deliver quality cameras, great build quality and large batteries, all for under 10,000 rupees. We take a look at both the phones in this week's episode. The 9A is more premium of the two with a metallic finish on the plastic body. The 9S, however, feels like a super budget phone, which it is. Both phones are comfortable to hold. The 9A has a fingerprint scanner at the back, which is fast. Elsewhere, there's Face Unlock, which is quick to unlock. To our surprise, the 9S comes with Face Unlock and it works well, though there's no fingerprint scanner here, which is understandable. The Honor 9S is an entry-level option for first-time smartphone buyers and brings with it a 5.45-inch full-view display with HD resolution. The screen looks great and displays vibrant colors, making it perfect for watching your favorite online videos. On the other hand, the Honor 9A takes the display size up a notch with a 6.3-inch HD full-view display. Interestingly, both phones are powered by a MediaTek 676 2R processor that is good enough to keep things running smoothly all the way through. However, the Honor 9S is equipped with 2GB of RAM compared to 3GB of RAM on the Honor 9A. Storage too is different, with 32GB available on the Honor 9A while the Honor 9S has 64GB available. However, both phones include dual SIM card slots as well as memory card slot. Talking about battery life, the Honor 9S makes do with a 3020 mAh battery that lasts a full day, but the Honor 9A has a significantly bigger battery rated for 5000 mAh. Both phones last well over a day. And when it comes to loading up the phone with apps, the Huawei app gallery is the place to discover and download millions of apps. With over 10 million users in India, the app gallery has 85% of the top 500 apps available through App Gallery and Petal Search. So so almost all your favorite apps should be covered. The Phone Clone app included on the Honor 9A and 9S can easily copy over most apps and files installed on your current phone with ease. Talking about the cameras, the Honor 9S is equipped with an 8-megapixel primary camera and a 5-megapixel selfie camera, while the 9S doesn't have multiple cameras like some other options, but it delivers on quality with crisp and well-detailed images and even a beauty mode for better selfies. The Honor 9A on the other hand goes all out on its cameras and includes a 13-megapixel main camera paired with a 5-megapixel super wide-angle camera as well as a 2-megapixel depth camera. The primary camera takes well-saturated images that look great on the screen as well as on social media. The wide-angle camera comes in handy to capture large groups of people. The nearly flat camera housing stands out here and makes the phone look premium. On the front is an 8-megapixel camera that takes great-looking selfies. The Honor 9S is priced at 6,499 rupees, while the Honor 9A is priced at 9,999 rupees. Both are excellent options to consider if you are looking for an affordable smartphone.
OnePlus Nord, a very interesting phone. First, all the rumors started off and people said, no, OnePlus will not come down the value chain and come into the 25,000 or under bracket. Then people said, I think they will, but it'll be a real budgety phone. It won't be able to compete with the rest. Well, OnePlus actually took everybody on and came out with a very, very interesting phone. I think in terms of the experience, in terms of the smoothness, in terms of everything they've put into the phone, I think it's a great phone. But the one thing that I'm very confused about is that people are saying they're very confused about buying the OnePlus Nord or the OnePlus 8. I don't really understand this confusion at all. Dramatically different phones, from the looks to the material to the screen to the way the screen is not curved to the optics to the price point. Everything is completely and totally different. So we thought, if you are confused for some reason, let's tell you the differences.
The OnePlus Nord is finally out after months of rumors, leaks, teasers and price speculations. We're all aware of OnePlus's journey from being a flagship killer to becoming a flagship of its own. OnePlus Nord is launched to take the company back to its roots of offering good quality smartphone with great specifications, with an affordable price tag. The Nord has gone OnePlus into this competition of maybe making OnePlus 8 redundant for OnePlus fanboys. How? We take a look. OnePlus recently launched its Nord offering with a number of premium features at an aggressive price point. The price in India starts at 24,999 rupees for the base 6GB RAM variant that comes with 64GB of space. As for OnePlus 8, the base variant starts at 41,999 rupees for the 6GB RAM variant, but it boasts of a superior 128GB of usage space. But as we go a variant up, OnePlus Nord and OnePlus 8 offer similar RAM and usage space. While the OnePlus Nord 8GB RAM and 128GB storage variant is launched at 27,999 rupees, OnePlus 8 8GB RAM and 128GB variant is priced at 44,999 rupees. That's a difference of 17,000 rupees. Similarly, for the high-end variant, Nord's 12GB RAM and 256GB variant is listed at 29,999 rupees, which is lesser by 20,000 rupees from OnePlus 8's 12GB and 256GB variant, which is priced at 49,999 rupees. But what does the OnePlus 8 offer more than the OnePlus Nord? And is that offering worth spending 17,000 to 20,000 rupees more? Let's see. OnePlus 8 that was launched in April along with a better, bigger sibling OnePlus 8 Pro was always the budget offering from the OnePlus stable. The biggest difference between the OnePlus 8 and the OnePlus Nord is their processor. The OnePlus Nord comes with the octa-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G. OnePlus 8 has a better octa-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 chipset to boast. While the 865 is the true flagship chipset, the Snapdragon 765G has more power efficiency. Both the phones run on Android 10 based Oxygen OS and have a full HD screen with Fluid AMOLED display. Both phones also have Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection and have a 90Hz screen refresh rate, which makes for fantastic viewing. Both OnePlus Nord and OnePlus 8 do not have IP67 rating and does not support wireless charging. While the connectivity on both phones remains the same, OnePlus 8 offers slightly bigger phone screen and marginally a bigger battery. But it's the camera game where even the cheaper OnePlus trumps the OnePlus 8. The OnePlus Nord has a quad rear camera setup with dual front cameras, one plus than the triple rear camera setup at the back and single selfie camera setup that you get in OnePlus 8. While the presence of one more camera necessarily does not mean better camera performance, the selfie camera in the OnePlus Nord is definitely better than the expensive OnePlus 8, as it not only offers a 32-megapixel primary camera, a 8-megapixel ultra-wide-angle camera in comparison to the single 16-megapixel selfie camera on OnePlus 8. So come to think of it, OnePlus 8 has a lot going to tip the scale in its favor when you position the OnePlus Nord against it. The attractive pricing, almost similar specs and a better camera make the OnePlus Nord a compelling buy for someone who wants to spend money judiciously on all OnePlus offerings.
Let's take a quick break right now and we come back lots more on the Cell Guru Show. Let's move now to Market Watch with Rubina.
My apologies, but this is the season of buds, and today I have two new wireless earbuds for you on Market Watch, one from Vivo and one from Playgo. We'll start with the Vivo Neo Bud. This again are the true wireless earbuds from Vivo. Like a lot of brands are doing, they're taking out their own earbuds along with their phones so that they can give you the best experience. Vivo has made one too. They have really focused on the design of the Neo Buds. They are beautiful to look at, very glossy, sheen, and the audio quality is great, and they cost about 5,000 rupees. Vivo TWS Neo earbuds pack large 14.2mm drivers for a rich and deep sound. However, because of the semi-open design, the ambient noise creeps in. These earbuds support gestures for adjusting volume and to play Bose music. Connectivity was great and I had no issues walking around with it without any signal drops. The Vivo TWS Neo earbuds can last 4 hours on a single charge, while the total battery life including the case is 22.5 hours. The case of the earbuds can be charged with USB-C. Priced at 5,990 rupees, the Vivo TWS Neo earbuds are some of the best sounding earphones in this category. The second option today I have for you are these affordable earbuds from Playgo. They are again true wireless earbuds from them. They look like AirPods, the design is very familiar and the audio quality is good too. What they're mainly focused on is the battery life, so you get about 4 hours of playback time with a single charge and about 20 hours with the case. The Playgo T44 support Bluetooth 5.0 and maintain a strong connection across rooms. Equipped with 10mm drivers, I found audio quality to be decent for the price, but the Playgo T44 struggled with blocking off ambient noise. What really stood out for me, however, was the light 3.5mm weight of the earphones that really make it comfortable to wear over long-term use. The Playgo T44 are priced at 2,999 rupees and are available at Amazon and the company's own website. That then was Market Watch for this week. Do write to me with your feedback or suggestions. I know buds are the trends of 2020, so if you end up using one, do tell me what you like and what you don't. You can write to me at cellguru@ndtv.com. See you next week.
That then is the Cell Guru Show for this week. We've got lots and lots of plans for what we're doing next week. Join me on that show.